Coming up tonight on Primetime Local News, the Lloydminster Bobcats brought in over 1,000 local kids for a hockey game. Plus, Lloydminster held its 12th Economic Summit Partnership. And City Council passed their storm utility bylaw.
We also heard from property owners that have vacant land that they would get one bill a year. For some, that was a large bill.
Primetime Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Lloydminster hosted its 12th Economic Summit Partnership yesterday. Many different speakers took the time to attend the event. The summit brought many sponsors and Indigenous businesses together in hopes of developing partnerships in person rather than through a phone call.
I think it's a great networking event. I think it's great that relationship building is built in person, in meetings, one handshake at a time. And I think this is a great event to celebrate reconciliation as we know it, with industry meeting with Indigenous businesses and community, and just breaking bread together and learning about each other.
Having an event like this gives Indigenous and non-Indigenous businesses a chance to set up meetings and make real business deals, ensuring good partnerships for the foreseeable future.
So that we can grow together and get to know each other and do business together. This is what this is all about, is economic reconciliation and working together, building relationships, and then prospering together.
The Economic Summit Partnership was just a day event and will most likely return next year. Lloydminster has recently passed the city's stormwater utility bylaw. The utility bylaw is in place for municipalities to pay for stormwater changes throughout the city.
We also heard from property owners that have vacant land that they would get one bill a year. For some, that was a large bill based on the size of empty property. They came back to administration and said, can you make it into bite-sized pieces? So the administration came forward with the monthly billing.
Along with standardizing monthly billing for these utility fees, changes were also made for condo board owners.
It's, again, the intention wasn't to put onus on condo boards, but also for the benefit of the city and the operations, because the city is really the community. Every bill, every person employed at the city is paid by the taxpayers' money. So we're trying to be as efficient as we can with those individuals to ensure that we get the next value for tax dollars.
Implementation of the bylaw is expected to come into effect January 1st, 2025. I'm now joined here with Abby St. John, and we're going to take our first look at the weather. So it's a little bit cooler out now, isn't it?
Yes, today was definitely on the chillier side. It was definitely windy, which is still windy as well. Gusts getting up to about 40 to 50 kilometers per hour. We're sitting at 24 kilometers per hour in winds and only 7 degrees currently. Mix of sun and cloud throughout the day. But yes, we are sitting quite chilly out today and into tonight as well. And that wind chill, we finally have a wind chill. We're getting into that season where we'll be seeing cooler temperatures on top of it. 3 degrees it feels closer to with that wind chill, 26 kilometer per hour wind. So that is definitely a factor, and that was throughout the entirety of the day as well. Current temperatures in Alberta, 10 degrees out in Marwayne and Provost, 12 in Edmonton, 8 in Cold Lake and Bonnyville, also out in Lac La Biche, 9 in St. Paul, 8 in Vermilion, 11 out in Vegreville. In Saskatchewan, cooler temperatures as well, 4 degrees in Isle Cross, 7 in Pierceland and St. Walburg, 6 in Meadow Lake, 11 in Macklin, and 8 in Green Lake, Maidstone, and in North Battleford. And then overnight tonight in North Battleford will drop below zero. -1 will be your overnight temperature, and those clouds will start to increase as the evening goes on. 11 kilometer per hour wind, so it is going to be on the cooler side tonight. And then tomorrow, a daytime high of 16, mix of sun and cloud. Those clouds will start to dissipate as the day goes on, so it'll start out cloudier, and then that sun will peak out throughout the afternoon. 22 kilometer per hour winds, however, so it will be breezier, so it may feel a little bit more cooler than that 16. Overnight tonight in Cold Lake will drop down to 0 degrees, partially cloudy skies. The wind won't be too much of a factor with 9 km/h winds. However, that 0, it will make things feel definitely cold. And then tomorrow, a daytime high of just 13, so it is going to be a chillier day out. Cloudy conditions, about a 25% chance of some precipitation, and 19 km/h winds. And then tonight here in Lloydminster, 1 degrees will be our temperature overnight, mostly cloudy skies, 13 km/h wind. So the wind will start to slow down as the evening goes on, but it will still be a factor overnight tonight. And then tomorrow, daytime high of 15 here, bright and sunny as well. It will be a little bit cloudy, but it should have most periods of sunny conditions. 24 km/h wind, so it will be chillier with that wind, with those wind conditions. And then over the next 3 days, a high of 15, low of 4 for tomorrow. And then on Saturday, it is going to be quite windy and cloudy, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of just 11 and a low of 3. And then on Sunday, it should be a sunny day, a little bit breezy in the morning, but a high of 16 and a low of 2. And then I have a few viewer submitted photos by Amy. Thank you so much for sending these gorgeous sky shots of both the northern lights and this cloud. They are absolutely beautiful, and I love to see them. And if you have any weather photos that you would like to see, please send us them on our Facebook page, Weather and Pets at stingray.com. That is a first look at your evening weather forecast. We'll have more news coming up after the break.
The Lloydminster Bobcats welcomed in over 1,000 kids from local schools for a game against the Camrose Kodiaks. Our Thomas Wildman has more on this special game.
The Lloydminster Bobcats returned home looking for their first win on the season with a noon matchup against the Camrose Kodiaks. They had a lot of help as the Centennial Civic Center was filled with kids from Lloydminster and area schools who showed their Bobcat spirit throughout the game.
Yeah, it definitely helps us along the way, seeing all the kids in the stands, so that motivates us to get the win for them for sure.
The Bobcats struck first with a goal, but it was called off due to a check from behind penalty. Later in the first, Garrett Tom would score to give the Kodiaks the lead. That lead would hold all the way until the third period, when Gus El Tahan would even it up for the Bobcats. 4 minutes later, AJ Schaff would give the Kodiaks the lead, but El Tahan wasn't done yet. El Tahan's goal would even up the score once again. Strong goaltending and defensive play would keep the game tied for the rest of the third, sending the game to overtime. Both sides had some good chances, but Avery Trotter would score the overtime winner 2 minutes in to give the Kodiaks the win.
It was nice to see the response from our group. It was an entertaining game right to the end, and you get to 3-on-3 when you make a wrong read or you lose body positioning in 3-on-3. That's usually what happens. It ends up in your net. So there's more open ice. There's more time to make plays. But I liked a lot of parts of our game. Like I said, it was good to see Gus get on the board a couple times with some goals right around the paint and being heavy on the stick. And then a lot of good looks. Like there's some guys fitting in, and then there's some guys that we obviously need more from.
The Bobcats will look to bounce back with a 2-game series against the Bonnyville Pontiacs, 1 game in Bonnyville and 1 game here in Lloydminster. Thomas Wildman, Primetime, local news.
A Pet's Purpose is holding a Potham-themed fundraiser and adoption event in October. Abby St. John has more.
I'm very happy to be joined here today by Vice President of A Pet's Purpose, Tennille Zellweger. Thank you so much for joining me again.
Yeah, thanks for having us again. We're really, really grateful for how much you guys work with us, so thank you.
Of course. Now, we talked earlier in this week about the donations and fosters that you're in need of. Now, today, we're talking about a fun fundraiser that is coming up in October 19th, called the Potham Fundraiser. Tell me a little bit about what the Potham Fundraiser is and what attendees can expect.
Yeah, so it's just a fun way to bring in the new fall season and obviously integrating in your pets. So the Potham fundraiser is going to be at Groomer Has It from 11 to 4 on October 19th. There's the opportunity where you can have photos with Frankenstein, which is donation based. We're going to have a bake sale and there's going to be food there. And then there's also an adoption event. So if you're thinking about adopting a dog or you want to just come check out what's going on, please come and join us for the Potham fundraiser.
That sounds amazing. Now, with this fundraiser, you guys are a nonprofit organization. How important are these fundraisers and even the adoption event being tied into it as well? How important is it for you guys to have that support?
So they're very important because again, we're 100% donation and volunteer based. So we don't have a building. We base all off of fosters. So the more animals that we can find forever homes and get adopted, the more animals we're actually able to bring into our care and help live their purpose. So adoption events are really important for us. And then again, because we're 100% donation based, having any kind of fundraiser it's amazing because that's how we're able to help more animals. So again, thank you everybody that's being a part of the Potom fundraiser. We're really grateful for that. And then everybody that wants to come out and even support it. So even if you're out looking for something to do on October 19th, come share in our mission because again, together we're able to make a bigger difference when we work together. So we're just grateful for any support that you guys can give us.
Yes, it's amazing. Now, for the adoption, how does the adoption process work for you guys? So, if someone is interested in adopting someone on October 19th, how does your process work for that process?
Yeah, so we always like to try our best to make sure that it's a good fit for everyone because when you're adopting an animal, they really become a part of your family. So we want to make sure that it's a good fit for everyone. So it's a nice way for people to come in to meet the dogs and then they'll fill out an adoption application, which when you're at the event, it can be done right on site. Or if you're not able to attend the event, but you still are interested in adopting, you can fill out the application on our website. And then we go through a process where we have to verify a few things, make sure it's a good fit for the dog and the families. And then if it's all a perfect match, then we're able to send the dog home to their new forever home, which is always really, really exciting when we can help an animal find a home, but also we know how important it is for families when they have the perfect fur baby in their home.
Absolutely. It's always a special process going through the application of finding your forever pet and them finding their forever home. It's so sweet to witness as well and to have an adoption event like this at a much larger fundraiser as well. Kind of you get to witness it even more so, which is amazing. Now, if anybody is interested in volunteering or are you guys looking for any help with this event? If so, how can people volunteer or help you guys out?
Yeah, so we're always looking for more hands to help. So if you're interested in volunteering, even if you want to help with events or other aspects of it, just fill out an application on our website. There's a volunteer application, or you can reach out to us via email or join the Facebook group, message us, because there is always ways that we can have more support.
Wonderful. And finally, just to remind people, when is it taking place and what time and where is the location?
So it's October 19th from 11 to 4 at Groomer Has It.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you the best of luck with this fundraiser/adoption event. I know that the community loves supporting you guys and animals, so I am sure that this is going to be a great turnout. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys having us on here again.
Now let's take a look at your pets of the day.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
The Vic Juba has a number of shows over November and December that would make great holiday parties. Abby St. John has more on the shows and how large groups can book tickets.
Although October just started, companies and families or groups will start to plan their Christmas parties. And today I'm joined by Sierra Bennett with the Vic Juba to talk about some possible party ideas. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, now there are a number of shows and concerts taking place at the Vic Juba over the next couple of months that would make perfect party ideas for companies or family and friends get-togethers. So can you tell me a little bit about what those shows are?
So we have a really good variety of shows happening, which is awesome. We have so many this season. We're super excited. In November, the first one that we have is actually Shayla Miller is her name, and she's an artist, like almost like a country-ish artist, but like modern. She's really cool. Her aesthetic is amazing. She's coming November 7th, and it's actually a fundraiser show for the Regional Theater Foundation and for Friends of Weaver Park. So she's coming November 7th. After that, we have Ravine. He is an illusionist and a hypnotist, and he just seems so cool, so fun. So if you like anything like that, definitely come to that. It just seems amazing. Then we have some more music after that. November 16th, we have Corb Lund. He's coming. That's a familiar name in Lloyd. He's come a couple of times and surrounding areas as well. We also have Brett Kissel coming on December 2nd, another familiar name in town. So he's coming too. If you love country music, this is the season for you. We also have Johnny Reed coming December 6th, but he is sold out. So thanks to everyone that bought tickets. I like Johnny Reed as well, so I see why. And it's his Christmas music, so who doesn't love his Christmas album, right? And then after that, we have some more country music. We have a Great Canadian Road Trip, which is a bunch of country artists doing the one show together. So that will be super cool just to see the variety there. We also have Jake Vadlin and the Sturgeon River Boys doing their Christmas show called Goodness Gracious, It's Christmas, and that's on December 13th. So that will be fun too. He's come to the Vic Juba a couple times. Last time he was here was during the SCMAs. Super fun guy, very like old-timey. It's incredible. And then after that, we have a very local show, the United Ballet Company. They're putting on the Nutcracker. So if anyone likes ballet, to see the Nutcracker, that's happening December 14th.
It sounds like there is a wide range of shows for everyone to choose from. Now, if a company or large group would like to book tickets, what is the best way to go about it?
I would say the best way is to give us a call, give our box office a call at 780-872-7400.
And if any individuals who see this and would like to go to one of these shows, how can they purchase tickets as well?
They can also give us a call if they would prefer. If you don't really want to give us a phone call, though, it's okay. We understand. You can also go to our website, vicjubatheater.ca. All of the shows are listed on there with links to buy tickets.
Wonderful. There seems to be something for everyone this season. And if not, I'm sure the theater will have a new slate of shows in 2025. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we have so much exciting things coming up. So stay tuned, everyone.
Coming up after the break, Abby St. John will give us another look at the weather.
Welcome back. Taking a final look at our evening weather forecast. 7 degrees here, feels closer to 4 with that wind chill. Yes, so unfortunately we are getting into that season where we will see a cooler temperature in that wind chill than what is currently in effect. 19-kilometer-per-hour wind, so it is a very windy day out today. It has died down just a little bit, but for the most part, it was a very windy and chilly day out. Current temperatures in Alberta: 12 degrees in Red Deer, Edmonton, Edson, and Rocky Mount House, 14 in Jasper, 8 in Cold Lake, and 10 in Athabasca. And in Saskatchewan, 6 in Meadow Lake, 7 degrees in Prince Albert, 8 in North Battleford, 6 in Melfort, and 10 out in Saskatoon. If we head up north in Saskatchewan, it is cooler temperatures: 2 degrees in Uranium City and in South End, 3 in Stony Rapids and Flin Flon, 4 in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, and 1 in Wollaston Lake. And in Alberta up north, 9 degrees in High Level and Peace River, 11 in Grand Prairie, 3 in Fort Chipewyan, 6 in Fort Mac, and 8 in Slave Lake. Down south in Alberta, it's just a tad bit warmer: 12 degrees in Coronation, 13 in Calgary, 15 in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, and 11 out in Banff. And then in Saskatchewan, 12 degrees in Kindersley, Swift Current, and Moose Jaw, 10 in Regina and Yorkton, and 14 out in Espen. So definitely fall temperatures for sure. Overnight tonight in North Battleford will drop below 0 at -1, and those clouds will start to increase. Wind at about 11 kilometers per hour, so it is going to be on the colder side tonight as we do get below 0 in North Battleford. And then overnight tonight in Cold Lake, 0 degrees, partially cloudy skies, and that wind won't be too much of a factor at 9 kilometers per hour. However, with that 0 degrees, it will still be quite chilly out. And then overnight tonight across the region, some more temperatures under 0, -1 in Meadow Lake, +1 in Bonnyville, 2 in Provost, -3 in Isla Cross, and 0 out in Paradise Hill. A little bit of heavier cloud coverage as the evening goes on, but wind not too big of a factor. More overnight temperatures, 1 degrees in Murnum and in Wainwright, -1 in Pierceland, and 0 out in Unity and in Calgary. And again, partially cloudy to mainly clear skies. However, in Calgary, it will be quite overcast overnight tonight. And again, wind isn't too huge of a factor. Overnight tonight here in Lloydminster, 1 degrees will be our overnight temperature, mostly cloudy. That wind will slow down just a bit to about 13 kilometers per hour, but with that 1 degrees, it will still be a chillier evening. And then over the next 7 days here in the border city, a high of 15 and a low of 4 for tomorrow. It is going to be a little bit on the breezier side, so it may feel cooler than that 15. On Saturday, expect windy conditions, mix of sun and cloud, and it is going to be a little bit cooler with a daytime high of 11 and a low of 3. Things start to warm back up on Sunday with a high of 16 and a low of 2. Expect sunny conditions, a little bit breezy in the morning, but for the most part, it's going to be a lovely Sunday. On Monday, a high of 18 and a low of 4, mix of sun and cloud, and then things really do warm back up on Tuesday with a high of 21 and a low of 5. High of 20 on Wednesday with a mix of sun and cloud with a low of 4. And then on Thursday, we have about a 59% chance of a passing afternoon shower. Otherwise, it will be a high of 17 and a low of 2 to round out the next 7 days. So over the next week, we will see those temperatures kind of go back up, and we will experience a little bit more of warmer temperatures for now. So that's always nice to look forward to, especially since this week was a little bit chillier.
Absolutely. Looks like we're still getting a little bit of fall weather with us here and not quite winter yet. That's all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. Thanks for watching.